Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're off and running from Landover. From a couple yards deep, this is going to come out. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go. Believe in you, offense.
Daniels going to throw to get us started. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs? Keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing it. Unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, and he's getting rid of that ball, it takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
On 2nd and 10 now. Daniels. Ooh, he misfired on that one. It's behind his man.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Come on, it's a deal.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Again, Daniels to the air. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Play action now with Jackson. It is cut left side. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Derek Forrest able to make the stop.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively they call that the camera play. How many different guys can you get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively. I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today, because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. He loses the football.
And no turnover, it's going to stay with the offense. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock, but now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. You know, if I get that first cut, I can make him bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next. That's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
To the 27. He picks up 15 on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore. They'll give it to him inside. And he's charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet. But if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Catch made by Carter. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Throwing now on 1st down, it's Jackson. This throw is caught. Takes it in for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Well, Brock, we normally talk about complimentary football at some points every week, So how about the way they've begun this one, huh? Force the punts and then cash it in for 6 on their opening drive.
Do we do it every game?
It feels like it. Almost every game, yeah.
You're right, because that's what the NFL is about. We all know the margins are so small in this league, and the team that typically plays the complimentary ball is typically the team that wins.
He's going to return it from a yard or 2 deep. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return.
This could be the turning point.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Right now, let's go get 6.
Here we go. Some more offense. Let's go.
Kenneth Walker gets it for the first time. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Take it all the way, boys. Come on, run it.
From the 32. That's on target, Puka Nacua. And he'll get it up to the 44. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Let's go now.
Leader on 1st down. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Lays out, what a catch! He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's Walker running right into the 2nd level past the 30. And he's going to take it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. You're good on the point after. And the Commanders tie this game 7-7. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Returning it from the 4. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Lamar now from the go. He gets a lot behind one. Deep down. They connect on the deep shot. He does it. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens need only 1 to take the lead. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up. You can find pay dirt.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing now, Daniels. Throw secured by George Pickett. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. On 1st down, here's Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And a big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Now for that defense, who puts a sack on the board.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
Complete out to the right. He's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders put it to a road point on the scoreboard. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock, but I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, Kate. Kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. Great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll get it to him inside. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some love to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
That's the end of our first quarter. Back at beginning of the second quarter, Ravens in possession. They're looking at 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He fires one deep down. He's got it inside the 10. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Just about every offense since the beginning of time, since the forward pass, Kate, has loved to tight end that can stretch the middle of the field. Man, I remember as a kid watching Kellen Winslow Sr. dice up.
And he gets in. Touchdown. The Ravens take a second quarter lead. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. They broke out the design, run for him there. Coach just tells him, hey, Brock, KQB, do your thing, get us 6.
Yeah, and these offensive coaches love this play, and defensive coaches hate it, Kate, because it really gives you an extra hat, right, an extra number when your QB's got the athleticism, got the legs, got the instincts to go run it in for 6. A defensive nightmare, an offensive touchdown.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Daniels from the pistol. Tried to connect, but it lines up incomplete.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Out of the gun, Daniels. Hits it through the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision, that led to a post-snap first down.
Now go with Walker on the counter. And he's swallowed up in the middle. No gain on the run. Nate Wiggins getting up to end that play. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Absolutely no fear in his game. Even one of the smaller defenders out there, he isn't afraid to go charging into all those linemen and dish out some physical play himself to make that stop.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. First time this game they've looked to him. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Here's Daniels. Man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. It'll go down as a 37-yard punt. And the Ravens will go on offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Lamar. Finds his man over the middle. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule. You get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the gun, Jackson. He's got a man left. And he takes this out after crossing the 45. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after it.
And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball. To do so when they stud tight ends, that's big time.
And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
We changed it.
Back to the well again. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That was Martin Emerson with a stop that time.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They motion a receiver left. Shotgun snap to Jackson. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens take a 13-point lead. It's a Tez Walker touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. To throw, Daniels. He gets this one to Nakua. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field. This game has evolved so much over the years, but there's just certain times, there's certain moments, some flashes of greatness like that you see Dick Butkus, that you see Jack Lambert, that you see Mike Singletary. These middle linebackers stuffing a run. This guy in particular, what the greats used to do.
And he takes it up and across midfield into Ravens territory.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
3rd and short, Daniels. Completed here to begin. And they make the tackle at the 38. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Give up the gut to Walker. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. Someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Ravens get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Low back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Back-to-back carries here. Through the 2nd level at the 40. And he's finally brought down up at the 48. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
On 1st down, Jackson. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. And this is going to end up incomplete. Really had it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Defensive coaches in the NFL say it all the time. Limit the big play. Keep these guys in front of you. Well, this defense is going to have to stay vigilant because this receiver, he can take the lid off the defense at any time.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. Commanders with an extra DB out there to defend this 3rd down. He's found some space as he crosses the 45. And he works this down to the 41. Well, most drives should end right there, but they beat the defense and converts on 3rd and 17. They'll run here on 1st down. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. From the 38. Short throw, tip. Oh, but he's still got it. And he's brought down for a loss.
That short pass gets tipped, and you then don't have much time to react to the catch. But he brings it in anyway to save the completion.
They'll run it here on 3rd down. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. Staring at 4th down, the Ravens will go with Justin Tucker to try for 3. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. Has the distance, but headed well left. No good. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Huard, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Here's a return from the 7. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running back gets the handoff. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut.
Not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Lamar off the play fake. Completed to his running back. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
It's what these quarterbacks are having to do more often now than ever before in football. Show off a little mobility, get outside the pocket, and find that open man.
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. Has him on the quick hitter. And he stopped calling at the spots. Won't keep paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
And he drives that one backward on a gain of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. You've got a man in motion. From the 42. Short throws drops. This one's incomplete. It was there, just couldn't corral it. So now they're going to have to figure out this 3rd down.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. You can revisit that play in the future. Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it, it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it.
And they fake it on 4th and 1. And he won't even get this fake back to the line. He's tackled for loss. And the fake punt is not going to keep things going, Brock. He winds up short. They're going to turn this football over on downs. New set of downs for him from the 46. Walker now from the gun. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get the
Going to the ground again on 1st. And And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Play fake here, Daniels. He rolls to his right. Finds him on the crossing line. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders start the second half with some needed points. All right, so the offense does its job, Rob. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one right down the middle. And the Commanders chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And this drive will start inside the 25. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Lamar now from the gun. That's going to be caught by Carter. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes teams break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st and 10, here's Judson. Diving right side, got it. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore. Here's the one back on the handoff. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Putting a receiver in motion. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. 1st down, here's Lamar. Dumps it off to his running back. Looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. It was Mike Saylor still on that stop.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking the profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
And what a hit there. Ouch, she pays the price for moving the chains that time.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
They give it to him again. And this is run down into the red zone at the 19. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get wins at that late. It may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
Great work by the running back there, Brock. He saw a little bit of space, took advantage, and he took it all the way for 6.
So good, kid. You'll hear running back coaches say this: slow to and then explode through. And that's exactly what he did. Slow to the hole, but explodes for the touchdown.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
In it to win it.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Daniels. Has it downfield working a lot. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
19, Tiger, 19.
Now Daniels off the play action. Connects on the crosser. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
From a great throw to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
1st and goal. Here's Walker. Has the Washington touchdown. The Commanders shave someone who dips it late in the quarter. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Has this at the 6. Big lick from the coverage team there. That's going to stop the return before it can get to the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun. Here's Jackson. Gets everything he has under this big game downfield. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the... So a massive gain, and all of a sudden we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Moving back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's stopped out at the 16 after a small gain. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Play action. Here's Jackson. Bails out of the pocket quick. Now he takes it. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. A nice gain of 8 there. And that brings him to 1st and goal.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
They'll try and punch it in. Has the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the 4th. Now his 2nd rushing score of this game could not have come at a better time, Brock, as it adds some valuable points to that lead.
You know, there's something I can't really define, Kate, but it's just a feel. My passing touchdowns are great, but what rushing touchdowns do, especially to your defense, is they just fuel them. It empowers them to go out and play, and now they'll get to do so with a bigger lead.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. Get the end zone, fellas.
Let's run it up the gut.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. Flushed out of the pocket. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Roquan Smith with the pick.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful, right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. In this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Here's the handoff. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
It's his running back. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the 1st down or not. But in the end, what the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains. Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you'd like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
These defensive ends today are so good, Kate, with their hands. And it's often right off the jump. If you can win with your hands, if you can create space, you can get a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 1 from here. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Ravens make it a 3-score game in the 4th. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young, Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Let's go now. We want some offense. Let's go.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Look at that touch. Right on the trajectory. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders get it back to within 2 possessions. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown. That is as efficient as an offense can be. One play, 70 yards, and 6 points, Brock. They can save the rest of the plays they have prepared for their next series.
Rest of the plays? Why even call it there for one? I mean, that one hit the sweet spot on the barrel and got all of the yard in a hurry. Perfect call to catch him sleeping to start that drive.
Well, Brock, the run's certainly an option as they lined up for 2, but as an offense, What are you looking for when you decide to throw it instead?
Well, you've spent all week working on these plays, and usually you have 2 or 3 that you like. That run game, you're right, you can run it. But there's so much more space with creativity in the passing game. And good offenses, elite offenses, they find a way not just to practice it, but to execute it when it matters.
This return makes it up to the 25. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
I believe in you, D. I believe in you.
From the gun, Jackson. He lets one fly deep downfield. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your pass. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
He's got the 1st and 4. Pass for 40. Space on the sideline. And he's off to the races. Nice cutback right, Creed. And he's in for the big play touchdown. Oh, Brock, but there it is. Back down the field, we've got a flag, and I don't think this is going to count.
Gotta turn around. Gotta do better than that, man.
Backed up now after the penalty. It's 3rd down. Jackson to throw it. Caught, nice gain left side. And he'll get it up to the 44. So 3rd and 16, no problem for him as they get the 1st.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach the 2nd down. From the 46. Completed to his running back. And he's tackled for a short gain.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Jackson now on 3rd. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to hold him down just shy of the 40. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
2nd and 3 now. Another carry for him. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Motioning one of the tight ends. Back to the well again. And they crush him right near the marker. It looks close, but yeah, Brock, I think he safely got that 1st down before the hit.
Kate, don't think for a second the this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now is the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
First down, and they go right back to it. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, it came at the perfect time.
Lining up to take a knee on second down.
Make us proud.
They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here. So the Ravens will fly home with the win. And just a week after being soundly defeated, they're back out there playing a much better brand of football. Short memories prevail, Brock, as they move past that loss and get back to some winning football.
Awful. Seriously.
With Brock Huard and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
You kidding me?
The Ravens are your winners. As with that, we sign off from D.C.